Bonjour, I am Lisa Grace, and I can't do a French accent, but I love to travel and I love to paint, and we're in Paris, Texas today. So my brother is away at college, and it had been about 6 weeks since we saw him. So we wanted to go see him, and the place that happened to be just about in the middle between him and my family was Paris, Texas. So I thought it would be fun to go and paint there. It's not quite like Paris, France, but they do have an Eiffel Tower with a cowboy hat. So this is the Eiffel Tower with the cowboy hat. It's about 1/10 of the size of the real Eiffel Tower. When they built it in 1993, they were very proud of it and had the claim of it being the second largest Eiffel Tower in the world, but that record was very shortly beaten. The town was really cute. It was very historic and had all these cute antique shops and just a really fun and cute place. They also had this really cool retired train yard. Okay, I'm going to be painting this scene back here. We parked the car right here, and I liked this one better, so that's what I'm gonna paint. It was really helpful to have the car parked right by where I was painting because I was able to set up quick and just have fun with my family. My brother, sister, and Nana were all sitting in the car reading, so it was fun to have them nearby. Hi guys, so today I am in Paris, Texas. So I decided to paint this scene with this train, which I looked it up, and they're boxcars and open top hoppers. And so it's really cool with that historical antique look a little bit because they're, retired trains. And yeah, so I'm really excited to paint the scene. I have my oil set up today, so I am excited to try and make the scene come to life. So I started off by toning my panel with burnt sienna and mineral spirits, and so I used a little bit of a lighter wash than I have before and wiped it down just to have a very faint toning. Then I used a darker shade, just more concentrated shade of burnt sienna to do a rough sketch of my scene. I was very adamant about working on my composition in this one, so I wanted to have some angles and a leading lines to a certain point, which is kind of in the center. Then I started filling in with I actually mixed this color, but it turned out to be basically burnt sienna, so there's proof that you don't always need all the colors because you can mix them. I just used this color to start blocking in some basic colors I had for the painting. I wanted this section to be semi in a redder, more of a red hue, so this is kind of a background color almost for it. Then I went in with some darker color. One of you guys actually recommended and told me how to get a dark shade with alizarin crimson and ultramarine blue, so that was super helpful.
I think if I could tone the whole thing, it's a big one like that, maybe I could use it also for my lines. See if that works. I'm a little nervous.
You just started.
I toned it. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, I see you.
Hey.
So this is the first time I've been able to come out and paint with my dad since he's been sick. So that was super fun and special to come out and paint again together. So this is me mixing the darkest shade I've ever mixed, thanks to you guys, so thank you. I always appreciate your help. I was going in with some dark shades first. I'm still working on my dark to light method, but I definitely found myself using it a lot more in this scene and this painting.
Very fun to watch.
So I'm just going in with a blue for the sky. I went for more of a gray blue. I felt it complemented the colors I was using well. And in this picture, I was trying to leave little bits of my tone to come through because I've seen that in other people's paintings and I really like that. So I tried to do a little bit of that.
I'm not sure what to do next. But I think I have to wait to do the foreground. I need to start on the trees and then just like pull everything forward.
My dad was painting these white bark trees, which are one of my favorites actually, and so I think they were so fun to put in his painting. I want to make it something that feels like I'm trying to bring my own style into it a little bit while keeping it like what it is. So I'm trying to do that with the colors a little bit, and I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I had a lot of fun painting this field because I was really trying to see all the different variations of color in it. So I kind of just tried to, add some texture, movement, layers of color in there, which was really fun. So I added a little bit of red and blue to my color I was using to make another purpley layer to add to my field. Sometimes I get a little too serious while I'm painting, so it's nice to have my family to have fun with. So when I was a kid, I was obsessed with the Boxcar Children. I read their first book a ton of times, and then as many as I could of the series. And it's just a mystery of these kids who build a house in a boxcar. So a little bit of my childhood dream, they came true in this scene. One of the things I really love about plein air is traveling and being able to see different ways of life. This town is a very different place to live than where I live. And so I think that's really cool to be able to, see that. It helps me learn that, the way I do life is not the way everyone does life. It's just really cool to experience the world and have my horizons broadened by going out and traveling.
Much cooler in here.
I forgot how much I missed having my brother around. So one thing I learned in this plein air episode is about the sunlight, and I set up with the panel facing away from the sun, which meant that the sun reflected right on top of it. So it was kind of difficult to see everything all the time, and it was really hot. And the colors were so much brighter here than they were when we got home. So the sun did really affect a lot.
Peaceful scene going on here. You're talking about that impressionistic style, the capturing the feeling of it.
Yeah. So one thing I want to work on and improve on in the future is painting a little faster. I was noticing with my energy level started going down and my feet started hurting a little bit, and standing in the direct sun, it really was attracted to my dark sweater, so it was hot. You can see how bright the sun is with that shadow on the painting. It's just a very crisp shadow because of how bright the sun was. So my sister decided not to paint today, but she's always super sweet and supportive to me. I don't know if you can hear it, but there was a bird tornado in a tree really close to me, and that was another crazy aspect of the environment. So a lot of times I focus on simplifying things in my paintings, but I also like to pick one or two things that I want to emphasize to make a prominent feature of the painting, and these trees are just one of my favorite trees, and so since they were everywhere here, I really decided to try and bring them out and make them very important in the painting, and I think it was really fun to paint them. So here I'm just adding my final touches, adding some more depth to my tree background here. And I think I'm just about finished. So we just moved over to the shade because it was so bright over there, but I am done with my oil painting, and this one was so fun to do. I really loved just finding the color and all of it, and it was such my dad said, peaceful scene, and I really liked that. It felt so calm and still, and It was really fun, and I feel like I've done a lot better with my oil painting. I was trying to work on the thin to thick, and that helped so much in getting the colors I actually wanted to lay down. So overall, it was so fun being here in Paris, Texas, and painting, and yeah, I'd come again. Can you even see that?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. Yes, I can see it now.
That's so cool.
I love that. Those trees are wonderful in that train.
Nice
going through
job.
it like that.
Thank you. With feet. They say painting is an exercise, or at least I do. Wow, Dad, that's so cool. I love the layering of the
Coming
trees
together.
you did. And that structure of that train is spot on.
Oh man, thank you.
You were worried about your
Why
squares, but
it's-
that was exactly right.
Why it was taking so long, but it's been fun. I've enjoyed this one.
So you should take a picture of your scene so you can finish it.
I did. I
Okay,
did that,
good.
yes, that was needed.
I love painting because it really helps me notice what is around me and slow down to really observe that. And yeah, it was fun.